Allow me the honor to introduce myself. I am John Davison Rockefeller, a man whose beginnings were as humble as the dawn of a new day. Born in the small town of Richford, New York, the son of a traveling peddler. My family moved several times before settling in Cleveland, Ohio, where my journey truly began. I was not born into wealth or privilege. I earned every dollar, every deal, and every inch of the empire I built through relentless effort, steadfast principles, and an unwavering vision. Today I stand before you not to boast of riches amassed, but to share the enduring wisdom that guided me through decades of challenge and triumph. For what good is a fortune if the knowledge that created it is lost with the man who earned it? Let us take a journey together, back to the very beginning, to the foundation stones of my life and legacy. At the age of 16, I began working as an assistant bookkeeper. The job market was tight, and I faced rejection after rejection. Yet I was not discouraged. I treated my job search as a business itself, dedicating every day, from morning until late afternoon, 6 days a week, for 6 weeks, walking the streets of Cleveland until my feet ached. Finally, at a small produce firm called Hewitt & Tuttle, I was given a chance. I took off my coat and got to work immediately. This early lesson in persistence and discipline shaped my entire career. I learned that success is not a matter of luck, but of relentless effort and preparation. When I founded Standard Oil in 1870, I had no oil fields, no refineries, and certainly no fortune. What I did have was something far more valuable: an ironclad discipline, a meticulous ledger, and an unshakable belief that efficiency breeds wealth. My earliest days as a bookkeeper taught me that numbers do not lie. They reveal the hidden rhythms and patterns that govern success. I learned that wealth is not born from mere ambition or luck, but from order, vision, and relentless calculation. In those early years, the oil business was chaotic and wasteful. Cleveland was one of the 5 main refining centers in the United States, but by 1869, refining capacity had tripled the market's needs, creating fierce competition and instability. Many rushed headlong into drilling wells, chasing black gold with reckless abandon. But I did not rush. Instead, I waited, studied, and planned. Where others saw oil as a mere commodity, I saw boundless potential. While competitors focused on striking oil, I focused on building the infrastructure that would refine, transport, and distribute it efficiently. I bought pipelines, barrels, and railroads, the veins and arteries of the oil business, because I understood a fundamental truth: if you control the process, you control the profit. This was not simply business. It was a system, a machine of efficiency, designed to outlast any fleeting trend or passing fancy. One notable episode was the South Improvement Company scheme, where railroads offered special deals and rebates to bulk customers like Standard Oil. This cartel aimed to control freight rates, giving us preferential treatment, but also inciting fierce opposition from independent oil producers. The backlash was intense, involving boycotts and vandalism, and the scheme was eventually dismantled. Yet despite controversy, these efforts brought American consumers cheaper kerosene, replacing expensive whale oil and making lighting accessible to the working and middle classes. Mastering money was another cornerstone of my success. Money was never my master, it was my servant. I reinvested 90% of my profits back into growth, not into luxuries or fleeting pleasures. I believed in the power of compound interest long before it became a common phrase. I let my money work tirelessly, earning more money year after year. I bought assets when others were fearful and negotiated fiercely when others were desperate. Frugality with dollars and generosity with vision defined my approach. I advised thinking not of the next 10 days, but of the next 10 years. A mindset that builds lasting dynasties. Another key insight was spotting opportunities hidden in plain sight. Where others saw crude oil as a messy byproduct, I envisioned lighting the world. While others fought over wells, I quietly purchased refineries, controlled transportation, and secured exclusive railroad deals. Opportunity is rarely loud or obvious. It hides behind inefficiency, confusion, or neglect. If I were a young man today, I would study industries where data is disorganized, logistics are slow, or trust is fractured, because where there is friction, there lies fortune. Yet, amid all this accumulation and control, I never worshiped the empire I built. From my very first paycheck, I tithed. Throughout my life, I gave away more than $500 million, not for applause, but because wealth, like water, must flow to remain pure. If you seek to build great wealth, do so with purpose, not pride. Let your riches be a tool for good, not a throne for vanity. Philanthropy was not an afterthought, it was a responsibility. At the urging of my son, I undertook a major effort to improve health, education, and welfare in the American South, still recovering from the devastation of the Civil War. In 1902, I endowed the General Education Board with $1 million, 0 cents, which eventually helped create more than 800 high schools and promoted modern agricultural methods to boost economic productivity. The Rockefeller Sanitary Commission, launched in 1909, fought hookworm disease, vastly increasing public awareness and curing nearly 500,000 people within 5 years. Our foundation expanded these public health campaigns overseas, combating diseases like malaria, typhus, scarlet fever, tuberculosis, and most notably yellow fever. This work culminated in the development of a vaccine by Max Tyler, a Nobel laureate supported by our foundation, saving countless lives worldwide. Even when faced with crises, I remained calm and strategic. When the Supreme Court ordered the breakup of Standard Oil in 1911, ending the monopoly we had built over nearly 2 decades, I did not panic. I was playing golf with a Catholic priest when the news arrived. I asked him if he had some money, and when he said no, I advised him to buy Standard Oil stock, confident that the company's value and legacy would endure despite legal setbacks. My life was not without hardship. At age 53, I became the first billionaire in America. Yet soon after, I fell gravely ill, so weak that I could only eat crackers and milk. The media prematurely wrote my obituary, and critics accused me of greed. But I found healing and renewed purpose, dedicating the rest of my life to philanthropy and service. Ultimately, wealth is not what you accumulate, it is what you cultivate. I did not become rich by luck or inheritance. I became rich by adhering to timeless principles, discipline over desire, systems over speculation, long-term vision over short-term luxury, and service over status. These principles transcend eras. They are as true today as they were in my time. You do not need to be born into wealth. You need only be born ready to learn, to work, and to persevere. So I ask you not what you will earn, but what you will build. What legacy will you leave? Because the richest man is not he who hoards gold, but he who understands what to do with it. Thank you.